All right. So this is on Reddit. Kayla, I want you to read this for us because you have a good speaking diction. Read the title and then just read what it says. Go ahead.
I'm unsure if I should tell my boyfriend this information. I've recently gone official with a man I've been dating for a couple of months. He's kind, respectful, and considerate. I really think he could be the one. Popcorn. You read the rest.
But something is eating at me. Should I keep reading?
Yeah. Sure,
sure. I wanted to build slowly with this man, so we didn't become intimate until after going exclusive. But between the first date and that point, I did see an old friends with benefits a couple of times. Back then, I didn't think anything of it as I wasn't exclusive, but I underestimated how much I would care for my boyfriend, and I feel almost like I've cheated on him. Have I done something wrong? Do I need to tell him? Will he end things with me?
And then update. Kayla, go ahead.
There was mixed reactions here, but my gut told me I should tell my boyfriend. He said, sorry, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who does that. Then he blocked me on everything.
Okay, so can you pull it up back for just a second here? So she went official with a guy she'd been dating for a couple months, kind, respectful, considerate. She thinks he could be the one, but while she was building slowly with this man, and she didn't want to be intimate until after going exclusive, during that entire period, she was also having sex with a friends with benefits. Now, mind you, technically they were not official. However, during that initial period, while she was making him wait, she was having sex with another guy. He ultimately ended up breaking up with her, as you guys read. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think fair game for the guy to have taken issue with that? And even though she was technically, they technically weren't official.
If I was the guy, I'd be hurt. I'd 100% be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's so valid. I think in the dating stages, like, especially if you're just starting to get to know a person, you guys don't know if you're gonna pursue a long-term relationship yet. You're getting to know a person. Like, who's to say that you can't go and also date other people? Isn't that healthy? Isn't that about figuring out what you want and what type of person you want? Doesn't mean it's valid for him to feel upset.
Well, I mean, so my personal standard on this is, if I go on the first date with a girl and I'm interested in pursuing her, all the other guys have to be a wrap. You're not if you want to go on a second date with me, you're not going on dates with other dudes. You're certainly not sleeping with other dudes. And quite frankly, if I'm going on a first date with you, and I'd hope a woman would be forthcoming with this. If I know that you're fucking another dude and you're going on a date with me, I'm not interested in you.
True.
Goodbye.
True.
So my standard is, if you want to go on a second date with me, the other dude, preferably there's no other dudes to begin with, but the other dudes have to be a wrap.
And did you communicate that boundary?
I was going to say,
I
that
will
should
communicate it.
definitely be a second date conversation. If there were to be a second date, or even like after the first date, be like, I like you so much, I want to be exclusive with you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if
and
you
just
don't like
make sure you're both on the same page, because what if someone's polyamorous, or what if someone's just, wanting to have the experience of dates, and you need to know.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that labels or like a conversation of exclusivity should change the way that you act. So like, personally, if I like someone and we're going on dates or we're talking, if I like them, I'm not gonna be with other people, and I expect the same from them regardless of a conversation, if we're exclusive or if we're boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't think that label changes anything. If you wanted to sleep with someone else up until that exact moment that you decide that you're not okay with it, I don't think that is reflection of how ready you are to be in that relationship.
Okay. But do you guys think, it sounded like, yes, you said he was justified for breaking up with her. Anybody else?
I think it's so fair.
Fair? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Oh, do you have more?
Yeah, I think it's fair because Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
So it's a fair because I believe they are dating, kind of. They didn't make it official, but they are dating. Like, we should close the doors. And also, she did the right thing by telling the truth. That's the honesty, the first step. And if you didn't like it, obviously no one gonna like it. And also, eventually, just imagine if you're gonna know later, after like dating for a year or after getting married, they know like something happened in the I think it's better.
But here's the crux of it, right? So she was making him wait to have sex. All the while, she had a different standard, and she was having sex with a friends with benefits who I assume well, of course there was no commitment there.
That's why I said it's a fair game. He denied to be with her.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not countering your point, but this gets back to kind of our initial debate here over this whole, well, you have one standard for these guys while you're traveling, for example, where I'll have sex with him immediately, and then, oh, the guy that you want for a relationship, I'm going to wait to have sex with him.
But also, I'm not having sex with other people.
But it's like you just feel like you're the beta male in that situation. I think it's either Rich Cooper or Rollo Tomasi has a saying that's alpha seed, beta need, which means the alpha gives the seed and the beta gives the need. So if you're the guy who she's stringing
By the way,
along-
I'm not a huge fan of like the alpha beta terminology, but no, I know what you're. It's to articulate. The
I don't really use it too often myself, but it's like you get what I mean by it. So if like it kind of makes you that sort of like beta male in the situation where you're getting strung along and you're getting led along, and you're not getting that sort of burning sexual desire. When there's some other guy who, after you guys go on a date, is rearranging her guts, and and you're just there, just waiting along, and then like. For a guy to think that I'm taking all these nice dates, I'm making all this effort, and some guy is there just absolutely pounding it.
I feel like my thoughts on the situation is I never want to be made like a fool, you know? And I feel like if I was put in that situation, I would feel like a fool. Like, I don't want, like, if I'm taking you out on this nice date, if I was the guy, let's say, taking you out on this nice date, I'm investing my time in you, investing my energy, I'm only committing to you, and you're going around sleeping with somebody else, like, and you're not sleeping with me, even though I'm putting in the effort, now you're just making me look like an idiot, because what is this person doing that I'm not doing? Like, what's wrong with me now? Am I not good enough? Like, why am I not getting sex?
I would be mad.
I feel like this person is completely valid because, you know, they're not exclusive, but then I start to like look inward and then I'm be like, whoa, like, am I wrong? Like, what's wrong with me now? Like, do I not deserve this? And then that's when I start getting in my own head about that.
Yeah, I when it comes back to the whole, you know, making some guys wait for sex, having sex quickly with other men, it's just kind of a fraud. I mean, the whole point of a woman having a waiting period before she has sex is supposed to be due to her not being someone that gives away sex so easily. So having a man wait implies I'm not easy to get into bed.
Yes.
So it's like you wanting to build something so slowly is kind of pointless if you're willing to give it out sex to another man who did not give her commitment.
It's hypocritical. This whole situation
And
is
it ruined
hypocritical.
that idea for that guy forever, probably. Like, the next time someone wants to wait and make it special to him, he's going to be like, no, that's a red
I'd say
flag.
he probably saw the signs, because you have to see the signs in those situations.
So you
but
think you could have told, like, off the bat that this girl was probably sleeping around with somebody if she told you she
not
wanted
even
to wait
sleeping
with you?
around, but like you can kind of tell if they're sort of in the streets, you know? You can kind of tell if they're dating and if they're sort of putting out little thirst traps. You can tell by like the way that they react to your date. Like I said before, if they're simping on you, if they're really wanting your attention. You can tell what they're doing on their Saturday night. If they're really busy all the time, then it probably is a bit of a red flag. But if they're reading a book and having a bath and doing some origami on a Saturday night while all the girls are out, then that says something. So there's lots of little different telltale signs, and I reckon he probably would have ignored a few signs.
And the reason I brought that up, while it's a little different than the situation with you, and I think some of you kind of sided with her on this, of like she was sleeping with a guy while they were dating, it's very similar to this whole, you know, you said when you were in Europe, you know, you were having your fun, whatever, but if you were to pursue a guy for a long-term relationship, you would make him wait. The guy you view as long-term potential, you'd make him wait, but you don't actually have any qualms with sleeping with someone quickly. So it's sort of viewed in the same way. Like, oh, those other guys who you didn't really care about, it was just fun, I'll have sex with them immediately, but the guy who you do view as long-term potential, okay, we're going to wait a month,
Well,
2
can
months.
I say that maybe those experiences also changed my view of like casual hookups as well? Like, it was
Sure.
fun and stuff, but it's also something that like I realized that sex to me is meaningful. And for me, it's like, it is meaningful, and I just do want to wait. That's something that is special to me. So I don't know. Even though I've had that past, I guess. Not really, but that past. It's, yeah.
Well, but is that like going... Hold on,
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $100. Why can't women be properly single? How hard is it to not be a craptastic 304? The men you want that will love, care and cherish you will not tolerate such behavior. Stop it. Get some help. Be better.
Learn how to type.
Oh, roasted. Grid 1 Motorsports, boom, roasted. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. So my response is, I mean, if that's going to be like your genuine new standard from now on, then, I mean, I suppose that's commendable. But is that really going to be like from here on out, I'm just, okay, all the guys that I'm going to be with, I'm going to wait to have sex with them? I mean, is that really going to be the standard? Or is it like when a super hot guy comes around and all he wants is casual and I want casual, like, are you still going to do it?
Yes, possibly. To be radically transparent, and I maybe only speak for myself, but I think I speak for more than myself.
Well, yeah, you're poly. I mean, you're open about that. But was there something else that you wanted to come in on?
In general, though, I mean,
Okay.
that you're saying, like, that from going from, like, from your whole phase or whatever, and being like, oh, no, I'm sacred temple, now, like, only starting, like, you only can sleep with me if, like, we're together for a long time, and, you know, like, that might not be your forever. To be honest with people, no, we may dip in and out. We may go back into a whole phase. It honestly depends on where you're at.
It's even worse.
But it doesn't matter if it's worse. It doesn't matter if it's true. You're asking for the truth. The truth is that, yes, you might dip in and out.
If like here's what would be like,
depending on where you are in your emotional trauma healing.
Here's what would be the biggest L, right? Pretty big L. So okay, you meet a girl. The past 10 guys she's had sex with, instantly, then she makes you wait 3 months, you date her for 6 months, you break up with her, and then she fucks a guy within a week of you breaking up, and then she goes on and fucks 10 new guys. So the standard was completely arbitrary, totally arbitrary. It has nothing to do with some sort of moral standard. She was just dangling the carrot in front of you. She either just didn't have that burning desire, as Jake says, or she's gamifying, she's gamifying, or she's using sex as a means to secure a relationship with you.
All the things you said were true. Everything that's been said is true.
I mean,
but yes, it's okay. So it's dialectical therapy where two things can be both true at the same time.
Sure, and my advice to men is, if you know,
I understand it's hard to understand. If you know,
here's my advice to men: if you know that a girl had a different standard previously, she's not worthy of your commitment. Go find a girl who's worthy of your commitment.
I think that really comes down to personal insecurities, and that you got to work with it.
It's got nothing to do with insecurity. It's got nothing to do with insecurity.
If that's how you feel, like, oh, I'm not worthy of her love. That's not love. Okay,
she's not worthy of mine.
No, who's saying that
she's not worthy of mine?
Love, like it's so situational that and that's fine. Everyone is valid to their right. No, I'm saying that it's right or wrong. You're valid to that, but they're not necessarily wrong for deciding that they want to sleep with someone. Like, that's their choices. We can't say it's right or wrong. It's completely their choices, but you are completely valid to make your boundaries.
It's totally her choice to sleep with 20 guys before me immediately and then make me wait until marriage. It's also my choice to look at that and say, that's bogus. I ain't signing up for that. Goodbye. Go find a different sucker.
Correct.
And that's what I advise to men is no. Go find a girl who that's always been her standard.
Let's flip this on men.
That's not true. I was gonna say that how many people are you gonna find that that's the standard, that's true? Because especially in the day and age, like, we are not raised with those kind of morals. We are in such a messed up society. We have sex pushed down our throats so much that when I was younger, I didn't understand all that, and then it happens, and then you're like, oh,
you got sold a lie. You got sold a lie. Although you're still buying into the lie. But okay, question: do you think men should pay for first dates? Do you think men should pay on the first date?
I think they could. Would you?
It depends.
Who am I to say what one should or shouldn't do?
I tend to be pretty selective with the women I like to date. So one of the things that I might select for is a lack of past promiscuity.
Okay.
So if she's to some degree a traditional woman, then under those circumstances, I'm prepared to pay for the first date. But my advice to dudes, like if you're not getting traditional treatment from a girl, first off, you shouldn't date her to begin with. So there shouldn't even be a conversation of, well, should you pay, should you not pay for a non-traditional woman? You know, look, if you want to be a non-traditional woman, you should expect non-traditional treatment from a man. Let's go 50-50. You're going to have to take initiative when it comes to various things. What else? Trying to think of other sort of things where it'd be more 50-50. You can plan out dates, that sort of thing. You can take the lead. You can take initiative. Don't expect any gifts. Don't expect me to provide, etc.
Yeah, what you're saying is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good times. But do you want a guy to pay for the first date?
Do I want them to? I mean, it's situational. I mean, I like gifts. I said one of my love languages is gifts. So yes, I would like to be spoiled in that way, but I also will do that too if that's their love language and they like that, and I can. I mean, it also comes down to those things of what you can give, that I may not have as much money as he has, so maybe I can't buy him dinner, but I can make him dinner. You know, there's all different. It's all right. All opinions are right.
All opinions are right.
All opinions.
Or I mean that we've said.
You shouldn't say
here, not-
should also, by the way, Jake. No, we got to get rid of should.
Sorry.
Should it be removed from the dictionary? Wait. Should.
It could,
sorry.
but
Like
will
an episode
it?
of Inception.
Could it be removed?
It could, but will
should
it?
Should it be removed? Should
Who's to say
be
what
removed
it
from the
should or
dictionary?
shouldn't do?
That is
I
a
cannot see into the
fantastic
future.
point.
I